Hi, good morning. If you're in my neck of the woods, good morning. 9 in the morning here in Texas. Super hot. A little bit better. A little bit better view, I guess. I don't know. I keep moving this thing all the time. Okay. All right. So we're painting Funky Flamingo. This dude over here. And this is the part that's usually viewed by replay watchers. So if you're watching a replay, let me know. Just type in replay real fast and I'll know that you watched. Okay. So we're pretty much warming up, gathering people, seeing who's here. I see 7 people on. So as you come on, say hi. Where are you from? I would love to know who's here. Yes, so I'm on StreamYard, which requires permission from you to, excuse me for this itchy nose, which requires permission to post your name, to share your name, okay? Okay, I have somebody telling me that they're watching replay, that they will be watching replay. That's fine, no worries. No big deal. It's all good. Okay, let me find. I like finding my stream in the group. Here, let's try and restart that because I want to make sure that I can, that we're in the right place, in the right way. Okay, I can see me. That's good. Okay, we're on. Everything's working. I have Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. On her phone. Hi, Patty. Oh, Cheryl will be watching replay. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm used to you having to show you usually show with the name that you're here. All right. Well, yes. So if you're just hopping in, I give it about 3 to 5 minutes to warm up so that everybody can jump in and find the stream. Because all of this refreshing the page, refresh the page, right? I see Kimberly. Hi. Welcome. Fantastic. So once again, this is what we're painting. You know what? I'm just gonna switch the screen so you guys can see right away. As soon as you hop in, you see what we're painting. I think this would be the best. Okay, say hello. I like to hear from my people. I like interaction. Okay. I hope you've got your paints ready. I have white and black, and I know I told you guys to get festive green and the neon green. Where's my camera? Here. Neon green, right? But I also I have apple green in my stash, so maybe something like that would help. I'm pretty sure maybe some of us buy paints for each project, right? But I'm pretty sure that people that paint online all the time, I'm sure you guys have anything and everything, right? Like paint related. So yes, so I have magenta light. I really like this color. It makes so pretty color when mixed with white a little bit and just by itself. And I have this fluorescent pink from Liquitex, and I have neon pink from Arteza. So pretty much any shade of pink will work. We will use white for highlights. We will use black for shadowing. Hi, Jennifer from Long Island. What? All right, so let's start a little bit, okay? Let's kind of slowly get into this. If you're painting with me for the first time, My name is Luba Carlson. Obviously, let me take that banner off so that. Bum, 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 bum. And I am an artist. Ha. Right? And okay, who do I have here? I have Woodstock, Ontario, Canada, Vicky, and Kathy. Hi, Jean. Okay, so my setup is really crazy. So I have my camera up here, and I have the camera for the canvas, and then I have the camera that I look at, and I also have another screen over there that has the group and that has like everything else on it. So if you see me looking that way, that's why I'm doing that. Okay. I am married. I have 2 kids, a dog, and a cat. My cat has a. Okay, somebody says that the video is frozen. Let me know if it's frozen. Okay, on my side, not frozen. Moving very slowly, but it's moving. Just maybe give it a minute. Okay, so my cat has a fantastic habit of coming on here live, usually like halfway through, and he starts meowing and telling me that he's hungry. So do not believe him. He's been fed. He's been taken care of. Also, my dog has been fed and everything. So don't worry about them, right? Sometimes like we would have a drop off on the porch and the dog goes a little bit barky. So please forgive me for that. I do have 2 young boys. They try to do their best. But sometimes things get a little bit noisy here at home. So I apologize right away so that you know what to expect, okay? Painting from home is a lot of fun. But yeah, sometimes we have things like that happen. All right, so here we go. If you printed the tracer, in the tracer, I kind of looked back at it today and I was like, I don't really like the way his foot was done. So if you want to change it somehow, just keep that in mind. You might want to do that. Okay. Hi, Michelle. Hi. Okay, Jennifer. Hi, Marianne. Fantastic. All right. We have like 18 people here. Woohoo. Nice. Nice. All right. So if you just hopped on and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea, like I don't have a black canvas and whatnot, grab some black paint, grab a big brush, a flat something, okay, and put a coat of black right now. Okay. Hi, Pam. Put a coat of black on your canvas right now and then use a blow dryer on a cold setting, but you can have it high speed. Okay. Cold setting, high speed, and just dry it. Okay. You will be able to catch up, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm going to show like, okay, who do I have here who is not using a tracer? Who's doing freehand? If you're doing freehand, let me know. Okay. All right. So I am going to go back to the original. Where is this? What am I doing? Okay. I need to put this down. This is me with 3 screens. And I need to show you this. Here we go. Okay, Pam's doing freehand. Awesome. So this was the original, and then the one that's on my table is the one that I painted afterwards. So as you can see, we're pretty much painting 3 leaves, 2 flowers, and flamingo. I will show you the people who are not using traceable. I see Pam's not using traceable, and probably somebody else. I'll have to switch back to the group to see your name. Not using a tracer. So I will show you how to do this right now. Okay, and we will do like step by step. If you are using a traceable, get a sip of coffee. Okay, I promise this is not going to take long. This is not anything super complicated. All right, so here we go. Let me take this into solo layout. Here we go, so that we can all focus on what we're doing. If you're not using a traceable, we're going to start with the leaves. We're going to just draw 3 leaves to scale. So I'm just using, this is seamstress chalk. Okay, this is just regular chalk. If you're using a tracer, just give us a second, all right? So here's how I do this. I kind of eyeball, and I can do this. Don't do it yet, okay? Just see what I'm doing. So I like to mark the center of my canvas, because for the composition, we want to stay off center. Once you start putting something in the center, once you start suggesting symmetry, you have to follow symmetry, and that is not what we're looking for. Okay, so we're gonna move off a little bit up, like up to here. All right, and so this is gonna be like the 2/3 of the first leaf. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna mark it down like that. Maybe that's too high. You can use a baby wipe to clean this off. Okay, and so the center of the leaf, you want to make it a curvy line, and then you're kind of gonna go around and bring this up like this, and then you're gonna do. Okay, on my way home. Okay, let me see. Where's my group? Where are my people so I can see who's talking to me? Cheryl. Okay, perfect. Crafts for me using tracer. Heather, new, not using a tracer. Perfect. Just use some chalk, or maybe if you use like a pencil, but very lightly. Okay, so you can see what you're doing. All right. So at this point, we're gonna add. So you know how leaves have veins, right? So we're gonna add one. And we're gonna alternate them like this. Okay, and then we're gonna use them as the guides to make these openings like this, like triangular, just kind of how, you know, how tropical leaves have these openings in them. Maybe not all the way to the top, but something like that. And then you can just clean up and remove the lines that you don't need, so that you do not get confused with what you're painting. Okay, so this is our leaf number one. If I don't like this, I just clean it up and I kind of maybe move it up here. I like it better this way. Okay, so yeah, so don't feel like you have to do it perfect. It's just a leaf. All right. And then I'm looking over here. It's not so like rounded the way I like my leaves. So I'm just going to go back and kind of make it a little bit more of a round. Okay. Then I'm going to go up here where the leaves meet. So we have 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. So somewhere here. And again, I'm going to start with a rounded line like that. And I'm going to create my leaf shape. And I'm going to do my kind of marks for where I'm going to put the openings in the leaf, right? And then I'm just going to add those openings in the leaf, just like that. And then I'm just using my finger, but you can use a damp washcloth, but this should work. Okay. So here's our second leaf. Okay, and now we're going to put this third leaf. And so these two are pretty much at 90-degree angle. So I want to change the angle here. I do not want to make it 90 degree. So I'm just going to put it up here a little bit. And you can make this a smaller leaf. Yeah. Or you can make it that the leaf just didn't fit on the canvas. So like you had a You really did have another big one, but it just didn't fit. Okay, something like that. And then again, we're gonna add a couple of marks for ourselves to do these openings in the leaf. And there you go. What I like about tropical leaves, if you have time and you want to do that, you can go to Pinterest and search, and you can add like a monstera leaf to this, or I don't know the names of them, but there's so many other options. Okay? All right. Let me see.
Drink some water.
I'm just looking for comments, just making sure that I'm not missing anything. All right. Okay. So we're gonna use a flat brush, whatever works for you. Like I really like this one, or maybe something smaller, depending on what. Oh, something happened to this one. It needs a cleanup. Okay. Whatever works for you. Okay. Just figure out the size. Okay. And we're gonna use festive green, the darker green, and we're just gonna paint the base coat. It's gonna be the base of festive green. Alice is missing the stream. Yes. Okay. And this is like I am a one person do it all here. And so very often um, I have to go back and like respond to somebody's message real fast because they can't find us. Here, I'm just gonna tag her right here. Alice. We are here. Okay, hopefully she'll find us. I literally almost just stuffed my brush in my cup. Okay. Put your brush in the water, dampen it a little bit, take excess water off with a paper towel, load your paintbrush, and I like to start painting on the top so that I do not drag my sleeves and my hands through the rest of the painting. This is gonna take quite a few coats. I gotta warn you right away. Do not paint thick coats. Try to make a thin coat. Some of the black is gonna shine through. It's okay. We will come back. There will be more paint added. What you want is to paint thin coats so that it dries better in between different additions that we're gonna put so that we do not drag paint around, okay? Yay, Alice found us, awesome. Alice, that's like the best way to get a hold of me is to send a quick message to the business page because that it pops up on my computer and I see it. Like everything else, I don't see because all those windows are closed and the phone is up on the stand. So I don't get any I don't see any notifications that come through. So yeah, that was a genius move. Okay. Okay. If you have a second, I know it is awful hard to paint and answer my questions. And like, it's like you have to drop everything and then like maybe switch to comments on the phone or whatever you're using to watch. But if you can, tell me if you're having anything to drink while you're painting. I'm I'm drinking coffee because it's 9 in the morning, and that's my lifeline. Coffee. Ah, so if you would like to share, I would love to hear from you. What is it that's happening? Oh my gosh, I got an angry face. Somebody gave me an angry, very angry, very upset face. What did I do? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't think Eastern Sierra is your real name, but maybe it is. I'm so glad you made it. Did you get my email? I have Christina sending me a personal message telling me where she's from. That's fantastic. I see the comments on the live because they go through to my StreamYard and they also go through to the page. But oh no, I got an angry face. Okay. I see some people drink water, coffee, 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 coffee because it's 7 a.m. Oh my goodness, you are my hero. Painting with me at 7 a.m. That's amazing. So I've set up these July events, and then I had people respond and everything, right? And then 2 weeks later, literally, it took me 2 weeks to think of people that are like in California, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be 7 a.m. for them. That's not very considerate of me. And so in the future, Saturday events are going to be 2 hours later. So it's going to be 11 for me. Okay. It's going to be 11 in the morning for me, but it would be like 9 for you. So probably it would be a little bit easier for you guys. Okay. So I am not like super worried about my strokes right now. I'm just putting the base coat. Okay. So it might look kind of splotchy a little bit. I'm going to bring this up to the camera so you can see that mine doesn't look good either. Yeah, look at that. And I like to show this to you because I know that when something is on camera, here, let's reset. Focus. Let's get back into focus. So the thing is, oh, come on, focus. There we are. Okay, so when you're looking at something on screen, it's, yay, Cheryl's here. It looks much better when you look at it in real time because it's condensed, right? It's much smaller. And also digital cameras, they kind of compensate for things. So it's not gonna look the same as it looks on my end over here, all right? It always looks much better on camera than it looks in real life. All right, so I'm gonna put the second coat of green of this same festive green. Okay, and now this time I'm trying to start on the outside of the leaf and kind of bring my strokes to the inside. Just the best I can. Again, don't worry about it because, there's many reasons why we shouldn't worry about it. One of them is because we're having fun. But also do not worry about it because there's going to be more added to it. And if you ever saw tropical leaves, you would have noticed that their colors are a little bit splotchy, like there's dark spots on them. There is a lot going on a tropical leaf, right? Okay, I see a question. I have a white canvas. What should I do to begin with? Black background. if you have a if you have a white canvas, start with the black background, do an even, but try and do like a thin coat of black, and then dry it with a blow dryer. You're gonna be playing catch up here because this like we're almost half hour in, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The replay will be available, so if you really fall behind, like I don't know, kids emergency, something happened, a phone call, don't worry. The replay will be added to guides and you will be able to complete your painting. I know life can throw some curveballs at us, especially at times when we expect the least, right? Did you get a PDF? Eastern Sierra Born. Did you get it? I did email it to you. You should have gotten it. I see the word PDF. Okay. So what I've learned is that for some of you, those PDFs and the downloads don't work. I don't know what to do about that. I can maybe try. Okay, never mind that. I could maybe try and do like a Dropbox download file, or maybe download from my website. I used to always put them on my website, like they were all there. So, well, by the way, if you go on my website, there's quite a few tutorials and downloads there. That lubacarlson.com, go to shop, and then go to like paint parties. And then there is a free downloads and printables section. So there's quite a few options to find things, but I'm trying to see. Yes, thanks. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you did. I was kind of concerned about that a little bit. Okay, so this is super wet. We cannot move on with this yet, I don't think. Because it's not just wet, it's like semi-wet, right? So if we move more, we're gonna start dragging paint. Okay, we don't want that. So I'm gonna rinse out my brush, and then I'm gonna use my blow dryer to dry this green a little bit so that we can put the next green. So here we're gonna paint. We're gonna start with the leaves, and then we're gonna paint the flamingo, and then we're gonna add flowers. Okay. So we're gonna play with it. We're gonna play with it this way. All right. So here's what I do here. I just I mute my microphone. And I put the banner up that it's muted for blow dryer. Okay. Alrighty, so this is reasonably dry, and honestly, I am not happy with how, spotty this is. So I'm gonna add another coat. So look at yours and decide if you want another coat of this festive green. I must tell you that the same painting never paints the same twice. At least not for me. Like, there's always, some changes. Like, it would be maybe more humid day, or on the other hand, a drier day, or something. Okay, so now look, I went out the line here. And if that happens, what you can do, you can use a baby wipe or a maybe damp paper towel, and you can just grab it and clean it up. If something like this happens, acrylics are great for that. Like, as so long as you have your background dry, if you messed something a little bit, you can just lift it. Okay. Yes. So I was telling you what to expect in the next hour or so. So we normally paint for an hour, and then we take a break. And before we take a break, I go to the albums in the group, and there I have people posting, sharing the images, pictures of their paintings from the previous class or lesson or paint party, whatever you want to call this. And I count them, and then Google picks a number. And then the winner gets happy mail from me. And I just got some super cute things that I'm gonna put in happy mail this time. I just could not say no. They're so super cute. They're like little animal, um like little animal, what are they called? Sticky notes that can go in the planner. And oh my gosh, like, look at that. Look at this doggy butt. So cute. So, Erica says she'll watch the replay. Son's birthday party. Yay! Happy birthday to you. Because I think moms deserve a happy birthday for their kids also. I think it should be a mom celebrating mom also, not just the kid, but it's mom talking in me. Okay. So, yes. And then I add a couple of hand painted, like, scrapbook papers that I hand paint. And then they can be used for journaling, for cards, like whatever you like, for some creative things. So yeah, that's my happy mail. And during the break, I will also show you how to upload your painting so that you can be considered next time if you would like to be a part of this drawing. I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm kind of happy with this now. So next step, I'm gonna grab my neon green. If you have apple green, go for it. I hope I have some left in here. Yeah, it's pretty much the same color as apple green. If you don't have that, if you have neon yellow, just add some neon yellow to this base green that we use. Okay, does it make sense? Where is the Oh, I think I left it on my thing. So to move from this color to this color, all you need is to add a little bit of neon yellow if you have it, okay? Or you can just use this. I'm using the same messy brush. I am not even cleaning my brush. And I am just gonna paint this pretty sloppy, really. I'm not gonna worry about this because, again, it really doesn't matter. Just add a coat, and it's gonna start mixing a little bit with the paint that we already have here. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. We're just adding some variations of color to the leaf so that the leaves look a little bit more alive, right? And not as flat. Leaves are super hard to paint. Like with all the, like you look at it, right, and you think it's just green, and then you paint it on your canvas or your, maybe mixed media book, whatever you're using, then you paint it, and you look at it, and it's flat, and it's like, okay, what did I do wrong? It is green, right? It's the right shape. Why is it flat? And it's flat because even though your eye sees green, there's lots of different shades of green in that leaf. And so if you want to catch that, you really need to stare at that leaf for quite a while. Just literally stare. Yes, you can blink while you're staring. And it will, like your eye will start seeing different variations of green. And then you start putting that kind of, applying that to the painting. And then you start seeing that, oh, the leaves are not flat anymore. I can see it now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So stuff like that. Okay, so I'm still using this neon green. Okay, and I'm just gonna bring paint the same way as we did with the festive green. I'm just gonna bring it from the outside in. Just help with the leaf shape a little bit. And maybe some areas are not gonna work as well. And use a very light touch on your brush because there's a lot of paint here. And if we're using not so light touch, oh my gosh, I'm making a mess because I'm talking. Um, yes, you might notice that you're pulling paint. And if you're pulling paint, you need to back off and use a blow dryer and let it dry quite a bit. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So some parts are going to be brighter, some parts are going to be duller. Okay. So I'm going to rinse my brush. Okay. You'll let me know. Let me know if something freezes or like we're out of focus or anything. Don't be shy about it. Just let me know because like on my side, I go through software and it always shows good, but sometimes I need to like refocus the camera or something. So here we are. See, now that I move it a little bit, you can see that it is splotchy, right? Um, uh, it's not one flat color. Like you can see the variations. All right, I'm gonna mute the mic and I'm gonna blow dry this. Okay, y'all, this is taking a little bit longer. It might take longer, but we really need the leaves dry because next step is the flamingo and we're gonna need to sketch it on top of the leaves, okay? And if your leaves are wet, you're not gonna be able to do this. So I'm going back to muting, okay? And yes, you need to make sure that your leaves are completely dry for next step. Alrighty, so this is dry. So this leaf over here isn't dry just yet, but I'm not gonna worry about it because I do not really need it that much, that area, okay? The flamingo is gonna be right here, a little bit off to the side. Well, maybe I do need that area dry. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll just skip, kind of. I'll decide. So, flamingo goes on the bottom left corner for me, and you can change it any way you like. Oh, I wanted to show you another one that I painted just for placement, okay? It's just replacement. So this is always an option, okay? Don't mind the flowers, all of that. It's a whole different composition. But just for the placement, like you can put your flamingo over here, right? So whatever works for you is gonna work just great. So I'm gonna go with how we kind of planned it earlier. Okay. Okay, let me go back. Oh, hi, Jody. Yay. All right. So here's how we draw a flamingo. Okay. I mean, okay. So we start with thinking where the body is going to be. So body is going to be around here, right? And so then I kind of do a reverse heart shape in my like imagination or something like that. Something around here. So the head's going to be around here. Okay. So I'm going to put a mark here for my head. And then starting from this spot, I'm going to go and start, like you draw a heart. So that's your heart, okay? Right here. That's the beginning of our flamingo. Okay. Now, if we want to make the flamingo a little bit, we want to do the chest needs to come in front of the head. So if I draw a line over here, straight down, yeah, the chest needs to go in front of the head. So I'm just going to go like that and give a line lines that I do not want. Okay, then I'm gonna add for the neck, the second line goes all the way around, and I mean, I know where it's going on the green, right? It's not that bad. Okay, and then it goes down, 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 and then somewhere around this area, I'm gonna go down like that, and then you go back, and that's the top. Okay, so that's the big one. That's the big flamingo. Okay, now if you wanted to do a smaller one, let me grab. Okay, I'm gonna move this and I'm gonna show you how to do the smaller one. Something with feet. Okay, with legs. Yeah, so that you can see it. Okay, so again, I decide where it's gonna be. It's gonna be somewhere here. Okay, and the body is gonna be here, so I'm just gonna kind of what's that shape called? I keep forgetting. It's like a paisley, like that. Okay, and then the head is right here. Here's our heart. So here's our heart. Then you kind of add more for the neck, right? And then up, and the tail goes down like this. The tail part is right here. And you can, they kind of have rounded tummies. Okay, and then you can add the tail right here. And then, I don't know what these parts are called. They're like where the legs are coming from. And there's your legs. Okay. And then there's the wing is going to be somewhere here. Like that. Does this make sense? How's everybody doing? I know this is not super easy. But yeah. And now I'm going to go back to the big one so that I can show you how to do the head. Now I think that's a little bit too much, a little bit too much. Maybe like that. Okay, so here's the head. Yeah. So I start with like elongated egg shape like this. And then I add a curve like that. And their beaks are larger than their heads. Okay. And so then you kind of add the beak. Okay. And then as we paint, we're going to add the eye and everything else. Okay. Let me know if you need me to show you some elements. I can always switch back to another paper and show it to you. But yeah, with flamingos, it's pretty much this kind of heart for the start. Like you start with that, and then once you start painting it, you will notice that, oh, this doesn't make sense. I wanna change that part, or things like that. I'm thinking I've made mine a little bit, like I gave it a little bit too big of a body. I'm gonna change it. It's a little bit out of proportion, so I'm just gonna go back. Just make sure that the chest is rounded. Yeah, I think that's too rounded, something like that. Okay. Kylie says now to try it. Yep. I know. I know. Okay. I'm gonna give it. No, I'm not gonna give it. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Moving my coffee out of the way so I don't spill it. Okay, so either change your plate or use like the other side, whatever you're using. Is this just your fun hobby? What got you into Facebook Live painting? Oh my goodness, it's a wonderful question. So, oh my gosh, do you want a long story or a short story? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm putting white on. Long story. Okay, here goes the long story. So, as I told you guys, I'm originally from Ukraine. I don't remember if I told you like here, but you probably know. Okay, so while I'm jabbering and blabbering, white, magenta light, maybe more, we'll see. Neon pink. Okay, so I'm from Ukraine. And I moved to the States when I was 29. In Ukraine, I had, so I was a teacher, and I was kind of, yeah, so I was good. Let's stop at that. I was a very good teacher. Okay. And so then when I moved to the States, which was 11, 12, 13, 14, both. You want a long and a short story? I can't do that at the same time, Nikki. That doesn't work. Okay, so when I moved to the States, I kind of had to reinvent myself. So for the neck, I'm going to use the same flat brush, okay? We're going to grab some white. We're going to grab some magenta. Going to keep the chisel tip. You know what I mean when I say chisel tip? It's sharp and flat, okay? And I'm going to use it flat like this, and I'm going to outline the neck and everything else. Okay, so I had to reinvent myself, and then lots of things happened also. And so like I have masters in math, and I was never ever interested in drawing, painting, anything like that. Never in my life. I found it extremely I don't know, overwhelming, maybe even. So I have very artistic friends, or I had very artistic friends when I was at school, and like they were all drawing, painting, doing artistic stuff. And whenever I even try, like I felt so overwhelmed and not happy that, I really never wanted to do that. Okay. Now, fast forward, I don't know, 20 some years. Here I am. So we moved to Texas, and I had two kids, both kids at that point. My youngest was probably 3, my oldest was 7. And I was at this kind of complete overwhelm with life and stress and everything. And I'm pretty sure lots of you can relate. No, I get jokes and apologize. It's all good. And went online trying to find something like, what do I do? Like, I was falling apart, right? And I kind of stumbled upon these um excuse me, coloring books for adults, right? And I thought, oh, I can do that, whatever. So I got a couple of coloring books, I got some pencils, started doing that, and realized that they were driving me even more crazy because it was like they were. I'm not painting the head, y'all. Okay, don't paint the head, y'all. Because it was like somebody created rules for me to follow, again, like things that I had to do, and I had to stay in those lines and follow this and that, and it's kind of mental. A little bit. Anyway, and then I started to draw my own. So I found some mandalas online, and I thought, oh, I can draw a mandala. It's very geometrical, like very mathematical mind friendly, right? And so I did mandalas for a while, and okay, so on and on and on and on, right? And then when COVID hit, I started painting, and the teacher in me, I am a teacher, like I need to share with people everything I know. And so I thought, okay, I'm sure there's people out there who would really like to um, have some sort of escape or like relaxation options in their lives from their homes, right? And then I thought there's probably lots of women that maybe feel like they can't paint, like they don't know how and whatnot. And I am a self-taught. I never went to school to do this. And so I figured, well, I can share what I know. And so that's how it all started. So it all started with like little lives on Facebook, like probably 3 years ago. I started doing something like that. Sharing, oh, I was also a henna artist. I'm losing people. People are getting bored with my story. Anyway, so I became a henna artist, and then I became this and that. And it kind of slowly grew into this. And then, yeah, I've had this group for a while, and this group had sat at like 80 members for like a year. And then I don't know what happened, but like the last 3 months, it exploded. And I've met all of you awesome and wonderful people. And so, yeah, here we go. You saved me from missing out crafting in person with my friends last year. Alice, yes. Oh my gosh. Alice was one of my very first die-hard people. We painted buffalo plaid. I showed how to paint buffalo plaid. And yeah, we kind of stuck together since, right, Alice? And so, yeah, so okay, here's the promised background of household noises. So, okay, so I have my first coat of this. Thanks for the story. You're welcome. I hope I didn't bore you to death with my story. It's kind of, it's my story. Okay, I'm looking for my, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So, I'm looking for my flamingo face reference because I sometimes forget what goes where with the beak and the head and all of that. Okay, so the flamingo head and the beak we're gonna do with a round brush. Like we're gonna use a small round brush for this because it's super hard to work around things. Okay, so grab your round brush and we're gonna grab some white and some magenta. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed my story. Yeah, Alice, of course. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you. Okay, and so again, just the base coat, maybe a little bit more white on here. Don't be, don't worry about the eye, don't worry about the beak. Only paint the head right now, okay? The beak is a whole different story, so we're gonna do it later, separate from everything else. Okay? So I took off some of the pink onto my paper towel. I just rubbed my brush on the paper towel, and I'm gonna grab some more white, and I'm gonna add some more white to this because it's a little bit too magenta-ish. So just look and see, okay? Definitely take a step back. Once you start working on this, take a step back to see what's happening. Okay, we are at the 10 o'clock mark for me, so we are halfway through, and this is perfect timing. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Hold on, we're gonna do this. So we're gonna exit the solo layout. Hi, missed me? And then we're gonna add this to stream so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so in the group, we're going to more media albums. Okay, watercolor doodles. That was the last thing. And I'm gonna start with counting with Laura. So Laura is number 1, Cheryl number 2, and number 3, Pam 4, Gina 5, Cindy 6, and Mary 7. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, I'm not counting 1. Okay, so I'm gonna yell at Google and hopefully you can hear what's happening. Okay, Google, pick a number between 0 and 8.
4.
4. Google said 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam! You are the winner. So this is how I do this. I click on the picture. Hey, picture. And I comment on your picture that you are a winner. Winner! There we go. And then I'll tag you if you didn't hear it. I think you were here because you said hi. Okay, congratulations. You are the next, yeah, you are my next Happy Mail receiver. Awesome sauce. All right, y'all, we're gonna take a 5 minutes break. Please, for real, take a break. You need to rest your eyes. Where am I? Let me take this off. Here we are. Okay, it is super important to look at something else right now at this point, okay? You are super welcome, Pam. Yes, rest your eyes, look at something else, have a drink of coffee, tea, whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. Yum, yum. Okay, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry I'm coming back on during the break. Mary Jones, I see Mary Jones. Mary, where are you? Here you are, Mary Jones. Um, Magenta is just a touch of blue, red, and white. Yes. So if you're mixing your own colors, definitely mix. You're gonna have to use a lot of white, ish, and then red, and then just a touch of blue, just a tiny, tiny touch of blue. Okay. Oh my gosh, Judy, you're so welcome. You made my day last night. Is that? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Sindhu? Sindhu? I'm so glad you could join us all the way from India. That is incredible. That is incredible. Okay, break. I'll be back. All right, I forgot to put the break thingy up. Oh well. Okay, let's get back to this. Who's ready? Ready already. Okay, I do not need that anymore. I'm gonna turn off my screen share. Okay. All right. Okay. So again, okay, Pam's ready. Good. So per Mary Jones questions, y'all, don't ever feel like you have to buy every single color out there to be able to paint. Okay, this is what the color manufacturers want you to believe. You really can mix your own colors. I would suggest though that, hold on, let me click it and see. Oh. Yeah, you are my next. Whoopsie. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. My went off a little bit. Okay. I'm just making sure that I can see your names as you're posting comments. All right. So, a tangent into color mixing. All right. So you seriously, I'm gonna turn on my face here so that you can see what I'm talking. I need to talk to you with my hands. Anyway, so all you need is the primary colors. Okay, yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, and it's helpful to have white, of course. and it is super helpful to have black. All right. The thing is that sometimes you'll be mixing colors. I'm just trying to see if I have something like right here by me, but it's real hard to grab something without prep. But you need like a cool and a warm of each. I hope it makes sense. So if you have like a warm blue and a cool blue, a warm yellow and a cool yellow, like cool yellow would be lemon yellow. I use it a lot. And then you need a warm red and a cool red, and then the white and the Okay, I'm back. All right. Yay. Okay, so if you have those eight, you should be, yeah. Right? Too funny. Okay, anyway, so if you have those eight, you should be able to mix pretty much anything. I'd say that probably mixing something like neon pink would be hard, but you can mix other versions of pink to be able to like paint things like that. Okay, so I hope this helps. Let's work on this flamingo. Okay, let me turn it up again for the solo, so it's just the only thing, so it's not distracting. All right, so let's add some darker points, darker spots before we add some lighter spots. Okay, so I'm just gonna work more with the magenta right now, with the darker. Yes, and Miri, you're absolutely right. There is a hint of blue in it, a little bit. And I'm just gonna add it like this. So you just use your big brush, the same flat brush. I like to have the chisel point, and I just kind of, you do the flicks pretty much, following the body. Okay. Gonna go up here, super careful. I do not want to do too much, but I do not want to do too little also. Okay. So that's for the body. Laura, hi. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. I love that. Okay, some more magenta, and now we're gonna create the same kind of motion, but we're gonna do from the bottom up, like this, like a backwards U. Okay, and that is gonna start shaping the wing. And it's okay if you get out of the thing a little bit. And if your paintbrush is dragging a little, just add a little bit water. Don't put a lot of water to this, okay? Just a little bit. Okay? And then maybe go back, add a little bit more, just for the shape. Wipe your brush on the paper towel, don't rinse it. Grab the white the same way, just load the same way, chisel point. And now you're gonna use white, and we're gonna go. So we're creating lots and lots of layer of color. So flamingo color There's like a lot, like if you look close, there is a lot of feathers of different colors. They're all kind of pink, right? Just like the leaf. If like leaves, you look at them and they're all green, right? You grab that same green, you paint it, and it's flat, and you're like, oh, what did I do, right? So just do the same with white. Just load the tip, and I'm doing the same thing with white. Oh, and that's okay. You know what? Because so see how I let my white go out? Yeah, because if your flamingo is about the size of mine, you have room to do this. If your flamingo is much smaller, then on that scale, I wouldn't flick that far, okay? Because it would just look weird. And if you flicked and you're like, that looks ugly, I don't like it at all, grab the baby wipe or damp paper towel and just wipe it down because all your background here is already dry. So we can play with this. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that this starts where the neck ends. Okay, so here's the neck, here's the line. And the direction of your strokes is gonna create the direction for the body also. Okay, same messy brush, wipe it on a paper towel, again, grab some more magenta. Okay, and then now we're gonna go down from the wing this way. And that's gonna be like the tail and all of that behind. And if you want to, you can even paint the parts that are like the canvas that wraps. I like to do that so that it's all, it doesn't just abruptly stops, but it goes all the way around, just like that. See, it's starting to get shape. Maybe grab a little bit more magenta and go and add a little bit more on the tip. Can't speak. On the top of the neck. Hey Pam, I know. Make sure to send me your address. I might have it, but I'm not sure. Okay. And I know I can text you, not a big deal, or message you. Okay. Here we are. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love flamingo. They make me happy. I don't know why. I'm rinsing my brush because I'm gonna go into neon pink now and I want a clean brush. Same brush, neon pink, load it up. And if you have some other kinds of pink, just use them. Don't be afraid of them. Okay, I'm gonna start with the chest. Doing the same kind of rounded motions like this. And now when my brush is a little bit drier, it's not as full, it's safe to go up on the neck. And maybe add a little bit, so that would be the bottom of the head, just a little bit. If you're not comfortable doing that with the big brush, no big deal, just don't do it and then come back with a liner brush and do it, okay? No big deal, it's all good. Okay, so we've done the chest. My brush is getting super dry, so I'm adding a little bit of water to it, so it's not dragging paint, but it's painting paint. And I'm gonna go and repeat my motions for the wings, going like the backward letter U. See how it adds, it's all wet, so there's a lot of glare. Here, let's move this a little bit and see how we can adjust so you can see. Yeah, see, it adds dimension. Okay. It just adds a little bit of dimension. So I can get very super happy on neon pink. It's a fair warning to you all. So just step back, look at your painting, and decide if you want more or less, or what works for you. Okay. I really can get super happy on neon pink. I love this color. My lemon yellow and neon pink are my probably two of the favorites. And then I also really like Prussian blue. Oh, that stuff. Okay, same messy brush. I'm just gonna go into white like this. And I'm gonna go and paint the back. Just add the flickers of feathers in the back so that it's not so purple, because magenta has this tendency to make everything look purple, right? Maybe add on the bottom over here so that it's all kind of cohesive and working together. Okay. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, I need something else. So I'm just gonna go and wipe my brush on a paper towel, grab some more white, and I'm gonna make smaller streaks of white going down on the chest. Just kind of highlights my um, my neon pink, right? And then when I took off most of the white of my brush, but there's still some, then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna add some white to the bottom of the neck. So that would be like the inside of this curve, right? And I'm gonna add a little bit to the top of the head, like that. Nothing, like it's not even following any lines. Um, Here, I'm gonna turn it so you can see the head, how I did the head. Okay, just kind of dab the color on it. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm not even rinsing this brush yet because I'm gonna use it in just a couple of seconds, but I'm gonna grab my round brush and I'm gonna grab some of this white. I don't need much. This is for the beak, okay? And a tiny touch of this not magenta, neon pink goes into this white. So you need a super light pink, okay? And I'm gonna paint this whole beak with that. This is kind of our base. And look, I'm gonna bring this up a little bit for you to see closer, right? But the beak, it kind of goes onto the head. So just give me a second and I will show you what I mean by that. Makes sense. Okay, put that down. Here, oops. Okay, here's what I mean by that. See? The beak goes on into the head, kind of. If you look at two shapes, yeah? Okay? And now while that's drying, I'm gonna go back to my white and to my big flat brush. And I'm gonna add a little bit more of streaks, kind of white, adding a little bit more white because white shows off the magenta, the pink, the neon pink and the magenta and all of that. Like there's a lot of color happening. Okay, yeah. Wipe down your brush on the paper towel. Okay. We're going to put finishing touches on the leaves with the same brush. Get some white. Okay, same chisel. It's all the same. And just go back and use light motions like this. Just like that. Okay. If you're not comfortable with this, if you feel like, oh no, I'm going to mess it up and whatnots, use your liner brush if you feel more control with it. But the whole point of this is that there is not much control, so that your lines are all kind of a little bit, not as even, so it doesn't look like it's been done with a marker. There's nothing wrong with anything being done with a marker, please don't get me wrong. It's just not the style of the painting. Okay. And I love my markers. I love my Posca markers. They're like the best thing ever. And if I wanted like more control on my lines, I would most definitely use my Posca markers. There we go. I always forget to say this out loud, but if you would like to support me, there is a link. You can buy me a brush, or you can subscribe to membership, and there is an exclusive project there. I should show you what the project is, but right now, yes. So subscribers get access to an exclusive on-demand project under Buy Nothing. So if you would like to support me, that would be awesome. Okay, rinsing out my brush. Rinse. Okay, going for my round brush, we're gonna work on Flamingo's head a little bit. Okay, so back to this pink mix that we made, maybe add a little bit more white to it if it's too pink for you. So I want it painted. Oh, I made a mess. I need my baby wipe. It's one of those things when I paint little things, it's hard to talk and paint at the same time. I need to focus, which I'm sure everybody does. Okay, so just put another coat of this light, super light pink on the beak. And just we're gonna let this dry, rinse out the brush, get a little bit of white. Okay, and we're gonna add some more white on this area around the eye, like that. Okay, and I'm gonna bring this up so that you can see what I'm doing. So I've rinsed my brush, dried it on a paper towel. It's the same small round brush, the liner brush. Okay, how do I turn this so you can see it? Whoa, come back. Probably this way. Yeah, okay. So I put some white on it, and then I come back with a brush that I cleaned and wiped on the paper towel, And I want to kind of blend this white in a little bit like this. If you have a blender brush, do that. It would be better and it won't break your round brush really. But it's just a little bit, so I don't think we need a blender brush. It's just a tiny bit over here. Okay. I'm gonna let this dry. And while it's drying, we're gonna start working on our flowers. Okay. So flowers, you can do this just freehand, but I'm gonna do it in chalk so you can see where things are going. Okay, especially if you're not using a tracer. And I'm gonna show you how to use the big brush to do that. Okay. I noticed that for me, it's easier to start with the, what's it called, stamen. So I'm going to put this in first because then I can figure out where the petals are going. And then I'm kind of making a circle-ish shape for myself so that my petals are going where I want them to go. Okay, and then I kind of outline my first, this petal. There's usually 5, so 1, 2, 3 goes over here, over. Here's my 4, and here's the 5. Okay, so you're gonna want to leave the center, and then we're gonna get rid of this, and this is what we need for the flower, for the one on the bottom. And then we're gonna have one here. I'm gonna make mine kind of overlap the leaf maybe a little bit more. So I'm thinking maybe from here, I'll put the stamen in here. I think that's what it's called. Okay. And then here's my kind of circle for my petals. And here's my 1 petal, my second, 3, 4, all the way there, and 5. Okay. Let me know if you need me to maybe try and put that somewhere else, kind of, so that maybe you can see better. But that's pretty much it. 5 petals and a stamen. And if you want to, if you ended up with like a composition like mine, you can add a third one over here. It really makes sense to me. So I'm just gonna add, because I want it to end here. So that's my stamen. And I'm gonna add a huge flower because I can. All right, so just a freehand circle, nothing, doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just kind of add your petals so that you know where your paint will go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think this is gonna be fun. Just like that. Okay. So for the flowers, we're gonna use a mix of white and neon pink. If you're mixing colors, just make sure, oh, that's a different one, but it'll work. Fluorescent pink, neon pink, it's all the same stuff. Just make sure that you may create or mix as bright of a pink as you can. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab my sketchbook over here where I showed you how to draw another flamingo right here. Maybe turn it upside down here. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do one stroke petal. Okay, so you need to make sure that your brush is damp but not dripping water. So put it in water and then kind of dab it, pat it on the paper towel. Okay, and then you're gonna load one side with white. One side of the brush has white on it, and the other side of the brush has neon pink on it. Okay, and then you're gonna touch, touch, and then as you shape the petal, you're gonna press the most at the top of the petal. So here I go up, press, press, down. Okay, that didn't work very well because my pink wasn't into the brush very much. Let's try again. Up, press, press, down. So if this happens, we need to address what's happening here. So that's probably the dry brush. That's what's happening. So again, load with two colors and it's now messy, but that's okay. The point is to not to come back and not to. So you see how it's hard to see because it's all. Okay, let me try with. It's all glary because the paint is wet. Let me try with magenta. Maybe magenta will show better on here. So again, forward, yes, and down. Yeah, and then you can maybe go again to fix that line. But the point is to not blend. Like you see how there is a gradient between white and magenta. So that's what we're trying to create. Okay, does this make sense? Should we move on? So maybe not so much white. I really grabbed a lot of white, but we will still need white. Okay, so white, pink, white, pink. Okay, and I'm gonna start on the first petal, going up, around, down, stop. I'm gonna reload my brush. And here's the other one, up, down, around, stop. Okay, the point is you're not turning your brush. Do not turn your brush and use lighter pressure, heavier pressure, lighter pressure. So when you're on top of your petal, I want you to push the brush down. Okay, this doesn't look good to me, so I'm gonna go back, more pressure, down. Yeah. And slow down as you're applying more pressure. Slow down at that point so that it would, so the paint has time to release from your brush. Okay. So I'm going to do the same for the other flowers. Low pressure, and as I'm turning, high pressure, but slow down. Low pressure, high pressure, slow down. Okay, I'm moving on to my last petals here. It's too fast. Okay. And I'm going back to my sides over here. And I'm gonna go and bring this flower around onto the side, just like that, so that it wraps the corner. Super careful so that I do not smudge the rest of the flowers. And I have another one here that I did low pressure, and then I'm gonna push on and just bring it down, and then I'm gonna do the other side. And I didn't, okay. So I just wrapped those petals around. Okay. Trying to move it so that, how do I turn that so that you can see it, right? Here. Here, I got the pot. I got the point, the spot. Got the spot. I'll get some paint again. Okay. So it starts here, so I went low pressure, and then I'm just gonna put more pressure on it and less pressure to kind of see, so the petals are wrapping. You don't have to do this. You do not have to wrap your petals, but this is something that I like, so I do it. Okay. Okay, looking back, thinking what needs fixing. Okay. Is it Marich? Okay, I'm going to create this later. What do you use for background if you don't have a black canvas available? If you do not have a black canvas, which I did not have, I just painted it black. It's just regular black paint. And if you go into guides, like a 10-minute tutorial, like it shows you step by step how I did it yesterday. I just did live on how I painted my canvas black. It's not hard at all. You just grab black paint and you get a flat brush, large flat brush, and you just do it. And you let it dry. Like if you let it air dry overnight, that's the best. Okay, so I'm going back a little bit, adding touch-ups. Super careful because again, this paint dries fast. You're gonna start dragging color. Do not attack, like don't fix it right now. Maybe let it sit for a little bit. Okay, let's let it sit for a little bit, and let's put a little bit of black. Oh no, sorry, I'll take that back. Do not let it sit. We're gonna do the stamens, okay, because I forgot. Stamens, we're gonna use the round liner brush for that. So clean out your flat brush, get it out of the water. I do not like it when I leave my paintbrushes in the water. Even though they say that that's okay to do that for a little while, I still don't like it. I think it ruins my brushes. Oh, you're very welcome. Who's... Oh my gosh, ladies, you're the best. Look at you. Nikki, Dawn Marie, oh, you're awesome. Thank you for chiming in. Okay, so round brush, white, pink, kind of make it a mix. This is way too thick. I don't know if you can see, but it like, yeah, see it forms peaks. That's way too thick. So add some water to it. You want melted ice cream consistency, okay? So keep adding. If you need to, keep adding a little bit more water. Okay, I kind of like this, I think. Yes, so see how it drags the line very nicely. That's what we want. Okay, I'm gonna clean my brush. Oh my gosh, definitely cheaper to buy a white canvas and paint it with black paint than buying a black canvas. Totally, much cheaper. Okay. All right, so you're just gonna grab your paint and start in the middle of the flower and then follow that stamen out. So we're gonna do it with pink first. Just follow it out from the inside out. Okay, then dry the brush on the paper towel, grab a little bit of white. If your white is too thick, also thin it out a little bit, but like try and see what goes. And just paint that right on top of this pink the best you can. Doesn't need to be an exact match of the line. There we go. Okay. Okay, we need the flowers to dry, so we need to let them dry. And while they're drying, we're gonna grab some black. So this is the time to grab your black. And we're gonna put finishing touches on the flamingo and everything else, okay? We're kind of getting there. Okay. Okay, hold on just a second. I need my flamingo reference for the book. There we go. Okay, so round brush, clean, dried on a paper towel, and then I use my fingers to bring the bristles together because I need a sharp point. If you have even a smaller round brush, it'll work. See, mine is broken. Do you see how it makes a fork? I don't like it. It's an old brush. This brush I've had for 2 years. This was like the first set of brushes that I bought when I just started acrylics. I probably should replace it at some point. Okay, so just make sure that you have a sharp tip. Get some black just on the tip. Hope it shows nice. Whoa, where is it? Where's my camera? Here's my camera. Just on the tip. Okay. And okay, so first we're gonna paint the eye. I'm gonna put it on the Flamingo, and then I'm gonna bring the canvas up to the camera so you can see. So how I do this is I paint a straight line first like this. It's not a straight, it's a little bit curvy. Here, let me, I got into my flowers. Okay, super careful. Super careful, lots of cords around, trying to find the best way to show you. Okay, so there's this line. Okay, and then I'm gonna go and add a little bit here and there to make a round, like this. And you pretty much want to connect it like that. Okay, so it's kind of a diamond shape. It's like a rounded diamond, super small, kind of like that. And then on the beak, so the top of the beak and a little bit of the tip. Okay, so it's like here, going up here. That is black. Like that. Okay. Patricia says, try dipping the hairs of your brush in boiling water to revive it. Just don't dip the metal in the water. Only the hairs of the brush. I will definitely try that because I tried that with my flat brush a few months ago, and then I completely forgot about this trick. Thank you. Thank you. That's a great trick. It did save my flat brush. I think it was this one. Like it's now good. But yeah, thanks. That's a great tip. Thank you, Patricia. Okay. And then we're gonna add like a little nostril. A little nostril is like a shape of a drop. Goes on the top of your beak. Like a tiny, tiny circle, and then you kind of drag it out a little bit. Like that. It's super tiny. And then it's this upside down mouth to show that the thing is done. Yeah. Okay, clean your brush. Now you're gonna we're using the same brush, okay? You know what? I'm gonna change the brush because this is so annoying that it's the bristles are not where I need them. So please just, yeah, use the same round brush. I'll just get whatever I have here. I have something a little bit smaller, but it'll work. Okay, I'm gonna grab some white. We're gonna work a little bit more on that eye. So think eyeliner. You're gonna add just pure white, and if some of it goes on that eye, that's okay. And then that pure white, it's like this eyeliner, and then it connects to the beak a little bit over here. And then it extends a little bit out. Like that. Okay. And then if the tip of your brush is small, or maybe you have a dotter tool or something, dip that in the white. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I mean. And here. So I have the wrong side of my brush. I dipped it in the white. And then I'm gonna take 2 dots on the paper somewhere else, okay? And then the third dot is gonna be small enough for the eye. And so I'm gonna put a tiny dot in there, just for the highlight. You do not want to do the first two dots because they are going to be too big. All right. Wow. Okay. Back to the liner brush. Still the liner brush. Grab some white. And we're going to use this. And we're going to create a little bit of a highlight that will go on top of the flamingo's neck like this. Just a little, like broken lines. It doesn't need to be a full line. Okay. Just like that. Then on around the head, on the top of the head. Okay. And then like it's almost a dry brush, very little. And then we're gonna add this on top of the beak. Because we can't really see the beak, right? We just painted it black. And kind of give it a little bit of a highlight over here. Just a little bit. Here, I'm going to bring this back up so you can see. Okay. And then I'm going to grab some more white and just go down the neck. And I'm going to follow this down line like this into the body over here so that we can, like it's a consistent line. Okay. Okay, let's grab that flat that we used to have. Okay, we're running a little bit late, just a little bit. We're almost done. The flat brush that we have. Dip it into black, just the tips. Just like that. Okay. And you're gonna add flecks of black to your flowers. Just make sure your brush is flat as you do that. You can also use your liner brush for this if you would like to have some other, if it's easier. Okay. I kind of like that the flat brush, it kind of gives this volume as it turns. I kind of like that. But if you don't like it, use a liner. Okay? Then we're going to use the same brush, okay? You're going to kind of offload it onto your palette like this. So take the black, most of the black off. Most of it off. So see, like I have a lot of black. I'm just taking it off. Okay, so now I have the dry brush and I'm gonna add some black shade to my leaf over here on top of this white spine. But we're gonna do this with the almost dry brush, okay? Because you do not want this huge, like stark black line to do that. There. Like this. Rinse this off. Grab your liner. Okay, now this is optional. Okay, some people like adding black to their flamingos and some people don't. So look at your flamingo and decide if you want to add a little bit of black to it. I'm adding it because the reference had it. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit on the crooked part of the neck right here. And that's it, like, and we're gonna stop. We're gonna add a little bit, just a tiny bit, to the feathers of the wings right here. And I'm gonna add a little bit over here on the chest, just a tiny, tiny bit. Broken lines, don't like make them crooked. Don't put straight lines on there, okay? I think I want a little bit over here to just kind of make the wing a little bit more pronounced. There, just a little. Now I'm gonna use the same round brush. I'm almost white. I'm gonna add some more white onto my paper plate. That's a lot. That'll work. Okay. Again, this is up to you, but what I'm seeing, I don't see my stamens are not very bright. So I'm gonna add more white to this over here, just to make them brighter. Just so that I can see them. Maybe more paint. There. Then I'm gonna add white highlights pretty much above and below the black, I don't know what you would call them, shadows, right? The black lines on your flowers. Something like that. So just add them to each petal. Gonna make them curvy. It just makes it much brighter. Like that. Okay, use the wrong side of your brush, the tip, dip it in white, and add dots to the petals. So I just make groups of 3 here and there. Nothing specific, I just dropped white. If you do that, grab your baby wipe or something and just wipe it down. I just dropped it. Like when I do dots, I drop a lot of paint sometimes because I really like to load my brush. And I put the dots where the black is. Kind of works together for me. And then they go in groups of 3 or 4 along the stamen. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Like however. And if you like to have just 3, do 3. If you like to have more, do more. There. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. And then down the, oh, that was more than here. And sometimes, here's what I like to do. It was not in the reference though, but this is fun. you kind of start at the end where your stamen ended. That's your first one, and then you kind of extend it. It's a little bit fun to do. That's my henna background. That kind of that's an element from there. Just if you happened to drop white on black and it kind of dried, right, and you try to lift it and it's not lifting, let it dry and then go back with the black paint that you used to paint the canvas. Also, if you've been doing if you did the lines with chalk, like I did, and there's still some chalk showing, wait for this to dry completely, and then you can go with a damp paper towel and it will all wipe down. All right, this is it. Grab, I don't know, a white marker, white paint, white something, and sign your painting. Ta-da! So, okay, here we are. Okay, so how is everybody doing? I would love to see how you're doing. It always is helpful to change the perspective and look at things, the different angle, different light. So definitely step back and look and decide if you want to add something else to this. What could be fun, if you have glitter, you could add glitter to your leaves, or you can add some like shining glitter to your flamingo. So whatever works, whatever you like. Okay. Coffee. Okay, yeah, I had fun too. Let me just give me one more second, because I really like to kind of end on the note of what's coming next. And I know you guys can see that in events. So I'm painting the American flag, and that's going to be different. It's not like this kind of paint party, but I'll do it on my page and here also on Wednesday. But there will be a replay if you want to paint that. It's not mixed media, but it's like an abstract American flag. It would be fun. But then next Saturday, next week, we're painting the camper. We're painting the Starry Night with the starry sky and all of that. If you're behind, please do not worry. It's all good. I'll post this in the replays, and you will have access to this. It's not going anywhere. Don't forget to take a picture of your painting and put it in the album. I am going to create the album right now. I'm going to close this and I'm going to jump in the group and create the album so that you can share your paintings. This is like one of my favorite parts. I love it when you talk to me. I love it when you show me what your projects are. I absolutely love it when people sometimes, I'm not going to say names because I love you. And of course, I love you, right? But I absolutely love it when you guys message me with paintings that are not a part of this group, but like you just show me what you're doing. And I just love to be a part of your creative journey. All right. See you Wednesday, or see you Saturday, or see you some other time when I'm live in the group. Yes, stay connected, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Have a great weekend, y'all. Where is my button? My button ran away. Here we go. Okay, bye.